Hi, it's Lil from Made by Marley, and today I'm going to be showing you what I do with the new Charlotte stamp from IOD. So I'm just showing you the stamp, and first things first is I cut it all out, and I leave it on the plastic backing sheet so that it's easier to use. Then I give my stamps a sand, a very light sand, just to make sure that they adhere paint and don't peel ink. It just kind of gives them a little bit of tooth when they're new, so I just make sure that I give everything a good sand up, down, left, right and diagonally until you've got all your stamps done. Now, as you can see, I've kind of put some of my positioning. I'm making a fortune teller sign today, and so what I need to do first is, because my background is very dark, is I'm just going to use white paint just to kind of make my stamp show up. I will be doing the stamp it, paint it, stamp it method, but I want it in white first just to make it a little bit easier for me. It doesn't really matter at this stage how your stamp looks, because you're going to be painting them in anyway and coming back over them with black ink. So what I've tried to do with this sign is make the fortune teller sign out of all the elements and then use words to create the signs. So I put some ladybugs up the top, and I'm going to call the lady Madam Ladybird, and where the teacup is, it's tea leaves red. Where the cutlery is down the bottom, I'm going to have cross my palm with silver. I'm just kind of make a bit of a sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of sign like this. That's all I'm doing. So although this is incredibly quick, it's only a 5-minute video for you, it took about a day to do this sign, because by the time I lined up all my letters and stamped my stamps, now you can see that I've painted in my fortune teller skin tone, and I'm putting some hair. I do, once I've done the hair, come back and I hand paint in a bandana, a sort of headscarf across the front of her face, and then I use the flower out of the set to restamp over the top of it to make the fabric look like it had a pattern on it, and you can see me doing all this in a minute. That's just a sort of different angle on what's actually happening. You can see I'm like working with lots of different paints and lots of different paint brushes. What I'm doing now is I am painting in my little bird, and I'm using a sort of duck egg blue colour as a base for my bird. I do kind of go in with lots of different colours, but I need a sort of base coat to start with, so that's what I do. And he's got a little sort of kind of ochre sort of beak, which here I am with the ochre paint. You can see me just painting it, and you saw me spraying some water in my paint. If your paint's hard to move, just add a little bit of water to your paint. I'm just using chalk paint for this sign, and I go on and I wax it at the very end. So here's me going in with my stamping in ink over the top of my painted stamp. So I'm making sure that I push down all over my stamp, and here I am painting in the lovely fortune teller's bandana sort of headscarf, making sure it looks like it's got a kind of knot at the back in a red colour. It's good if when you do something like this to kind of keep your palette choices kind of simple, keep all your colours in one. This is me highlighting in white to make everything stand out. The reason why I'm highlighting in white and not black is because my lettering is white. I do go in and put red in my lettering later on. So this is me just highlighting, and I do give her a big earring, and I've got some gold eyeshadow on her. Now I'm painting the going back over my bird now with the details on my bird before I go forward and stamp it with black ink. So it's not complicated. It's just kind of making sure that you kind of line everything up. I just thought that everything in this set lended itself to what I've done with it. But there are some really good elements in here that you can use, you know, and mix and match with all your other stamps. Stamps are a brilliant investment, whether you have a furniture business or whether you're just doing it for a hobby. I use IOD stamps all the time on my furniture for my business. I'm painting a red border around the sign just to give it sort of kind of that finished look. And then what I kind of do is I go round the whole sign, painting in all my details. And here's a little close-up of my bird. Here's the fortune teller, the butterfly. I've sanded some areas back. I've added some dark wax. And really that's it. It wasn't complicated to make. Thanks very much for watching.